Welcome to She's Grace Authentic. Welcome or welcome back. Y'all, my nose is itching, so you know it's about to be a good message. Every time I get on camera and my nose gets to itching, I know it's about to be the message about to be fire. All right. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so excited and grateful to have you here with me. I actually am recording this on the day of. Today is Monday, and I'm recording it on Monday. I got to edit it and everything today, but yeah, so I'm excited to have you here. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your energy for coming to take out the time to love on yourself and to support me as well. I truly appreciate and am very grateful for that. If you are a returning supporter, thank you so much for your continuous support. Thank you so much for coming back, coming to show some love, coming to spend your time, but doing it wisely. Like when you get on here and you click on this video and you click on this session and you come tap in with your girl, this is really helping you. This is really to enhance you, to enhance me. We enhance each other. We hold each other's hands and we walk this thing out, baby. All right. I post videos every Monday and Thursday at 8:08 Central Standard Time, PM, 8:08 PM Central Standard Time. So please come check your girl out. Hit that notification bell. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss none of these gems, none of this knowledge. Please go follow me on all social media platforms. So Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. On Facebook, I am Caitlin Marie, Grace Authentic in parentheses. And then on Instagram and TikTok, I am She's Grace Authentic. And I actually have been getting a little bit more active on TikTok. And I'm going to be even more active on TikTok and giving more of like me, just kind of raw, random, just really kind of talking my ish on there. So yeah, go follow me. Everything is in the description box below. If you have never been here with me before, then I would love to let you know and enlighten you that I start off each one of our sessions with a prayer, bringing in spirit, bringing in God, and setting the tone, setting the vibes, setting the vibration, right? For the session. So let's go. Spirit, I bring you in. God, I bring you in. Ancestors, I bring you in. The divine, I bring you in. Mother Earth, Mother Nature, the universe, I bring you in. I am one with all entities. I am the highest version of myself. Spirit, I ask that you set me aside. Allow you to speak to the viewers. Allow your voice to be heard through the tone of mine. Allow your words and your guidance to come through the sound of my voice. I cast out any negative energy. I return all negative energy back to sender. And not only do we return that energy back to sender, but I also alchemize any negative energy, any energy that is sent my way into a high vibration, magical experience here in this space, in this place. Spirit, I ask that you allow this place to be a sanctuary, this space, in this place. We come together to guide, to lead, and to love. Thank you, Spirit. If you have never been here with me before, then I would love to let you know, all right, that I start off each session with an oracle message, a tarot card, or a tarot message. I like to call it loving messages, okay? And so that is what we're about to do. If you've been here before, then you already know what it is. I am using the Isis Oracle deck, okay? The Isis Oracle deck. Awaken the high priestess within. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Spirit to give us a message. And the message will resonate with me as the reader and also you as the viewer. I'm going to ask Spirit to give us a message for you, specifically the viewer. Okay. And so, whoever is watching, this is literally a direct message from Spirit, from God, from the higher power to you. Give it a little shuffle. All right, Spirit, give me a message for the viewer. Give me a message for the viewer. All right. All right, y'all. So the one that popped out was initiation. And I just want to see if y'all, I don't know if y'all can see this card, but Oracle cards, so beautiful. So the card that Spirit gave us, the message that Spirit gave us is initiation. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have Rising Sun. And so I always like to either say or read the bottom of the deck, depending on how long the cards, the messages are. These are not very long, so I'm going to actually read both. So, for initiation, when you are being initiated into the divine mysteries of light, love, and power, there are moments of profound challenge. The key is to find the light within the challenge, the opportunity for growth that can transform any challenge into an experience of healing. With compassion and cleverness, you will not burn during your challenges. You shall thrive. And I love that because what we're talking about today really is going to relate to, you looking at challenges in a different perspective. At the bottom of the deck, we have Rising Sun. I'll just kind of see if y'all could if I could show you, if you could see the imagery. And so, Rising Sun, a dark phase and struggle is over. A new phase is upon you, one of hope, glory, light, and triumph. It is won through boldness and persistence. So you win through boldness and persistence. You have been through much, and now victory is upon you, beloved. For the divine solar child, new consciousness within you is born. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. And so, today we are talking about how to live a rich and abundant life. All right. And, how to become rich. Right. And I know many of you, when you think of rich, you think of money and you think of status, you think of power, you think of, hierarchy, you think of material possessions, you think of, nice things, luxury, whatever that consists of for you. And I'm here to encourage you to say that it is most definitely okay to want the finer things in life. Um, but I want to give a deeper definition of what that truly is. You know, it's, let me say this. Yes, I love nicer things. But the real gag is how do we even know what nicer really is, right? At this point in my life, I go off of what my soul wants, what I feel like I'm aligned with. At a point in time, I was into the labels. I was into, wearing certain shoes and having certain labels on and, trying to have the look of what money looked like when in, all reality, um, people who have money aren't necessarily going to have a big Gucci bag or, like when you have money, you are very strategic with your money, right? You're very strategic about how you utilize your money. And, when it comes down to money, money is energy. Money is energy. Understand that, right? Money is not just a physical piece of paper, it is energy. And so when you understand that, then you understand that according to what your energy is, what your frequency is energy. We have high frequency, which is high energy, high vibration, right? And then we have low frequency, which is low energy, low vibration, right? And so, in order to truly get what it is as though you desire, it could include money, all right? Um, you have to already be rich. You need to understand what being rich and being abundant really is about. All right. I am rich in love. I am rich in knowledge. I am rich in confidence. I am rich in soul. I am rich in spirit. I am rich, right? In being connected to the universe, being connected to spirit, being connected to God. I am rich in when the trees move, how it makes me feel. I am rich when I see a dragonfly, right, flying around and it's fluttering and it's allowing me to understand that I'm at the right place at the right time in alignment and that transformation is happening. I am rich when I see a beautiful butterfly, right? Just flying in the wind. I am rich when my son comes and gives me a hug. I am rich, right? When I connect with someone spiritually. I am rich when I help other people to get into soul alignment. I am rich when I put myself on on the throne, instead of putting other people on that fucking pedestal, right? I am rich in self love. I am rich in self worth. I am rich in knowing who I am. I am rich in the validation of myself and not needing outside validation. I am rich in knowing that I already am a billionaire, trillionaire, that the funds are pending. I am rich because every morning I wake up and I say 4 different affirmations. And let me see if I can remember them, because I listened to a video by Joe Dispenza, and he talks about when you first wake up in the morning. And I want to kind of give y'all some things on how to adjust, to feel rich without needing or being connected, and being able to detach from the outcome of the things, places, the money, the people, right? And so he talks about in the morning these 4 affirmations. The first one, I believe, is I am the creator of my destiny. All right. One of the other ones is I am connected to endless, infinite possibilities and opportunities. Right. The third one is I am whole and complete now. The fourth one is my energy creates my reality. I think the first one is actually I am the author of my destiny, right? And so I want to take you down me being rich, right? And what rich and abundance is, and how you get to feeling that way without needing the physical, because once you feel that way, then the physical lines up with you. You have to understand, in order to get to have a real rich and abundant life, it's not just about money. People can have all the money in the world. You could have the look of a relationship, which means you can be connected with somebody in a relationship, but there's no depth, there's no soul, there's no real inner, deeper level of a connection. So it's surface level, right? And so it's only satisfying on the surface, but there's no deeper meaning. If you have all this money in the bank, that doesn't mean that you're rich. It just means that you have money. You know what I'm saying? It just means that there's money there, right? And so, yes, energy is money. So maybe you've mastered energy in money, but money is nothing. Materialistic things are nothing. Connection is nothing if there's no depth to it, right? And so I'm so thankful and grateful to have understood before the riches, and meaning the money, the physical money hits the account, that I already know who I am, whose I am. I already have this love, this gratitude, for my life and myself, this deeper inner knowing. The people I'm connected to, are genuine in my life. I have soul alignment, and that is what is going to truly draw in what is for me. So each day I start off with those 4 affirmations, right? I am the author of my reality. And so I will envision myself truly being throughout the day the author of my reality. And what does that look like? What does that feel like? Right? What do you feel like at your highest version of yourself? If you had everything that you desired, if you were that billionaire, trillionaire, millionaire, right? If you had the car that you wanted, if you had the relationship that you wanted, if you looked the way that you wanted, right? If you had the house that you wanted, if you were able to buy your kids what they wanted or what you wanted to buy them, if you were able to take those trips, if you were able to go on the trips, how would you feel? What would your life be like? What is the things that you would do? How would you treat your body? How would you exercise? Would you eat right? Would you get up and put on perfume? Would you get up and, put all your body down? Would you make sure that you smelled good every single day? Would you make sure you did your hair? Would you make sure that you looked like something? Would you make sure you were presentable? What would you do? What are the things that you would do as that highest version of yourself? As that rich woman or that rich man, what would that look like to you? I was talking to a gentleman. I gave him an example because he said he liked playing basketball. Well, if you want to be a basketball player, right, then you want to be an NBA player, whatever that looks like for you, over the seas, whatever it is, right? What would you do? What would that look like? You would probably be in training camps. You would probably be getting up early. You would probably be practicing your technique. Maybe you would be recording you playing basketball so you could get yourself out there, right? You would be eating clean. What is the things that you would do as that individual? And so when I start my day, before I get up out of the bed, because I realize from Joe Dispenza's teachings that when we get up in the morning, we're just hitting the ground running, right? We get up and we just go. We get up and then we go use the bathroom, or we check our phones, or we go have, I don't drink coffee, but some people do. Maybe some people drink tea, right? They just get up and they just go and they just start the day, and they don't ever take the time for themselves to master their day, to master themselves, to truly sit with themselves. And so what I do in the morning is I actually listen to the video that he has of um 4 different, I'm going to put the video in the description box, of the 4 different affirmations, right? And so I will literally see myself, being the author of my reality. Don't quote me on the affirmations, but it's something like that. I will see myself throughout the day mastering what it is I need to master, and feel who I am at the highest version in that mastery, right? And then when we talk about I am whole and complete, right now, I am whole and complete. So I sit there and I feel throughout the entire course of my body how I am whole and complete. I feel that energy. I know within the depth of my soul and the depth of myself that I don't need anything. I am already everything that I need. I have everything that I need. Everything I need is already aligned with me and is coming to me and is already mine. And I feel the energy. I feel the deeper knowing, the deeper embodiment of that. I finally understand embodying that individual that you're trying to become, that higher version of yourself, that authentic version of yourself. It means literally feeling within taking some time and sitting in it at a conscious, aware state and feeling like you're already there and you already have everything that you desire and operating from that place. Being in a state of gratitude, being in the way that you do things, right? It doesn't mean that you won't suffer the pain, meaning you won't go through the pain. It doesn't mean you won't hurt. It doesn't mean you won't cry. It actually you do. You actually feel all of the feels. You feel the pain. You feel whatever it is that you're going through, right? But you understand that nothing is happening to you. Absolutely nothing is happening to you. It is happening for you to evolve, right? And so you begin to push through and strive through no matter what, not suppressing how you feel, but embracing how you feel, right? There's something that I am dealing with and I cried today, right? And so instead of me like trying to suck it up and saying, nah, bitch, be strong. Okay, I kind of talk to myself like that sometimes, all right? I said, no, baby, it's okay to cry. Let it out, release it, work through it, right? And then still push forward. You still got to make sure that you do your video. You should still have to make sure that you do what you need to do. You know, you can't sit there. You have to alchemize the pain or alchemize whatever the experiences is that you're going through, turn it into a passion project. And that is what I do here, right? I already am rich because I understand who I am. I understand, my creativity. I understand my power. And as I understand who I am more and more and more, I begin to feel more and more and more rich. And people begin to be aligned with me and can it's like everything just falls into place and just flows. You'll begin to see different opportunities will present themselves. Some of the opportunities have always been there, but because you were blocked, because the lens that you were looking out of at life, right, was a lack mentality, a scarcity mindset, meaning you only saw the cup half empty. You didn't see it half full. Right. And so that's a huge, I know y'all have heard that before. Like, that's a huge analogy. That's a huge explanation to our perspective on life. Being in a state of gratitude, but first, before you get there, preparing yourself for your day, taking the time out to say, you know what, I love you, talking to me. I love you. I love you so much. I love you, body. I love you enough to pour into you and align with you and do these affirmations in the morning to prepare you for the day, right? So that you're already in control and you start your day with a sense of peace and mastery within thyself, right? And then after you get out the bed after you go through, your meditation, because that's really what it is, and you envision the life that you want and you feel that life and you feel as though you were already there and you were already that person. Then you get out the bed and you make the bed, baby. Make it. Make your bed. Make your bed. I've listened to so many millionaires and billionaires podcasts or their interviews of them, and that is something I have heard so many times, and that it has like a domino effect. It's like getting one thing accomplished early in the morning. You prepare yourself, then you make the bed. It doesn't have to be perfect, just make it. And make sure your space is clean. Make sure everything is organized around you, right? Because chaos, if everything is chaotic, then your brain and your mind and your energy is going to be chaotic. But if everything is neat and in order, it actually soothes you and brings you peace, right? And so you create that, you have that one task that you make the bed, right? And then now you can move on to do the other necessary things that you need to do, because you're grateful to just be able to get up. You're grateful to be able to walk, or you're grateful for yourself. You're grateful for your life. You begin to look at life and understand the deeper meaning and the depth behind everything. We're so caught up in materialistic that we don't do the internal work. We try to put clothes on that look nice. And really and truly, what does nice look like? I want you to really sit there for a second and ask yourself, what has programmed my mind to believe that something looks good? How do we know? How do we really know what looks good and what looks bad? Right? We don't. We don't. We only know what we connect with out of the perception that we live our lives through. Right? And so what happens is that we are trying to just have somebody there to be in a relationship with. We're trying to put something on to make ourselves look good, look like we have money, or look like we're top shit. We want the look. But how do we feel on the inside? Does these clothes validate who we are? Does the clothes align with our highest version of ourselves? Or are we spending money when we could have been investing it into something else, a creative project, or, and I'm not condemning anybody, because I believe that everybody deserves the desires of their heart. I'm manifesting my Tesla right now, okay? My Model X. Everybody deserves the desires of their heart. The Tesla is already mine, right? But I'm saying that the Tesla doesn't make me. And when you have nice things, does that define who you are? Who are you when you remove everything? If you had to strip everything physically, who are you then? How do you feel? How do you feel in this relationship when you remove the sex? When you remove the chilling that y'all do? When you remove the surface level conversation? When you remove the money that y'all spend? When you remove the distractions? How does that relationship really feel? Is there still depth and soul between you? Can you go inner and deeper on another level and connect there? Right? It's not about just like loyalty to surface level. It's about deeper meaning. That's what being rich is. Being rich is understanding that a bond that you have with someone that's a deeper inner soul connection bond, whether it be in business, whether it be in friendship, whether it be in romance, whether it be in whatever, right? That the deeper inner soul bond connection is what truly makes you rich and makes you feel rich, and what riches really is. The deeper inner self work and worth that you do to really become that highest version of yourself, that is what makes you rich. There's no look that you could put on that could mask, even though that's what everybody tries to do, the deeper trauma and turmoil you're dealing with. Being rich is about feeling that you're on top of the world with inside of yourself. Being rich is about your power, your magnetism, being able to attract everything that is already yours because you know who you are and you stand in it and you hold your boundaries and you don't let anybody play with you because you love yourself so much that you take care of yourself in such a way, and that when somebody else comes around, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to take care of you because you have that standard. You have the standard of that. So now you're not, understand something. A lot of people think they have money problems. Hear me and hear me clear. A lot of people think they have money problems. No, you have a self-worth problem. You have an internal problem. You have a self-confidence problem. You have a self-love or lack of self-love problem, right? It's deeper rooted issues. A lot of times people are financially blocked because they're internally blocked. You cannot receive when you, and please, baby, stop saying you're broke. We are the creators of our destiny. We create our reality. Our energy creates our reality. Our energy, our mindset, our perception are the feelings within about how we really truly feel about ourselves is what creates riches and abundance. We want to chase a dollar. We want to force a relationship. We want to stay in a relationship for stability. We want to connect with people to feel worthy. Connect with people and just have anybody around, be talking to anybody, wasting our time, which is the most valuable, precious asset that we have on this earth. And then we want to know why we're not receiving opportunities or money. Because the way that you're operating in life and the way that you treat yourself and the way that you talk to yourself and the way that you allow other people to treat you and what you accept and what you know, the way that you operate, what you receive or lack of is in direct correlation to the energy of money. When you work through your internal issues and you start to begin to live in this place of seeing that, damn, if I looked at this situation this way, how it's working for me, how is this situation benefiting me, even though it's a challenge? How can I see the growth in this situation? How can I become grateful for this challenge, for this experience? How can I shift my mindset? How can I shift, right, my perception, the dynamic of what I'm seeing and what is happening and what I'm looking at? The self-love I have, the self-worth, the self-confidence, the self-expression, the power, self-power, the power within inside of me is why I know I have $1 trillion energy. You're listening to me today. I believe it's Monday, the 20 something of October 2025. I don't know. I don't remember the specific day. I believe Halloween is October 31st, Friday. I'm pretty sure. So do the math. On this day, when I leave this earth, I will, in physical form, have touched billions and maybe even trillions. But by the time I leave this earth, yes, my legacy will have touched trillions because that is my energy, that is my frequency. It's already mine. I feel it with inside of my body. And when I go through my day, I choose to do what the higher version of myself would do. Even if it means to release and to cry, because that's healing. That is your body healing from what is overwhelming. You can't fake how you feel. You can't fake it. So if it means, you're going through a challenging situation, feel the feels of it and breathe through it and release it. Stand strong on your boundaries. Stand strong on how you allow people to talk to you, how you allow people to treat you, how you allow people to give to you or lack thereof. Because if you are over giving and someone is not giving you in return, that is broke energy. The give and take is not reciprocated. That higher version of yourself would never allow that. Because you know who you are, you understand your power. The highest version of yourself, that rich being, that rich soul, right, would never say they were broke because they're not. You would be very mindful in what you say. There is power in the tongue. You manifest what you speak, what you think, what you feel. That is what you call in. That is what you bring in. Stop saying the things that you don't want your reality to truly be. Why? Why do we do that? Why do we say the things that don't really align with us, that we don't want? Why do we put energy into the things that we don't want? Why not switch that energy into what you do want? What is already yours, and believe it and own it and stand in it? And I strongly encourage you to take care of your body. Go to the gym or whatever that you can do to get some exercise in. However you move, you don't have to go to the gym. If you just do some jumping jacks, if whatever, take care of your body. Watch what you're putting into your body. And this is coming from someone who has, and is still developing the discipline, but I am disciplined. I have developed a lot of discipline around my body and my eating habits, and me going to the gym every morning or at least 5 times a week. And in me doing that, it's been a drastic transformation internally. Because you have to understand, when you're moving your body and you're working out, it's you taking care of you, thinking about you, with you, and nobody else. Even if you have a trainer, you have to physically do the work and put that work in. How do you expect to feel rich and your body feels broke? You're treating your body poorly. You don't just want money. You want money in health. You want money in love. You want money in alignment. You want money in creativity. You want money in bonds. You want money on a soul level. Being rich and abundant is having the energy, the perception, the mentality, right? The self-worth, the self-love, the power of that person, that being that you ultimately want to be. Already being that. Not saying, okay, once the money comes, now I can work out. Once the money comes, now I can start this. Once the money comes, no, how do you ever get to it without starting somewhere? I'm going to become that person once I get this. I'm going to become that person once this happens. No. You do it first. You align first, and then you call in what's for you. You already become rich. You're grateful for those who uplift you. You put yourself around people who believe in you, who see your value. They love you on a deeper internal level. They understand who you are without you having to physically, validate yourself or look for validation, or without you having to say anything. They come in the dough knowing who you are and treat you as such. You don't have to question. You don't have to wonder. That's who you put around you. Those who are looking to evolve with you, want to help you evolve, and want to evolve. Being rich ain't about a fucking dollar. Being rich ain't about a fucking label. Being rich ain't about a car. Being rich ain't about having the biggest house. The fuck out of here. That's a poor, broke ass mentality. Straight up. You think you need to wear something, and I've been there. So I ain't shaming nobody, but I'm just telling you what it is. This is the real. You think you need something physical or tangible to validate who the fuck you are. You already are that person. God created you. Your soul, your evolution, the value that you hold within you. That's rich. Everything else is just an added benefit in the experience of this lifetime. Your time is more important, is more valuable than anything. Your time, knowing your time is rich. You could get money again. You can't get time again. What you do with your time and the time frame and the day determines whether you're rich or not. How you treat yourself, how you look at yourself, that's rich. Or poor or broke. What do you choose? What do you choose to see? I've disconnected from many people that don't understand my riches. But God, the universe, spirit has a lot of people aligned with me that do understand. They see me. But guess what? I saw myself first. I see me first. I don't need nobody to see me. I see me. I see me. My ancestors see me, the highest version. The ones connected to my highest version. God sees me. Spirit sees me. Yeah, that's all I need. The universe aligns with me. Period. I am rich because of who I am. And you are rich because of who you are inside of yourself. In the deeper inner knowing, the inner soul, you just have to do the work to get there, to feel that, to be that, to become that. Keep learning, keep listening, keep loving. Start with you. People want to know why they can't get the relationship that they want, the relationship of their dreams. Dude, baby, are you the version of yourself that you need to be in order to call that in? Or are you still overgiving? Is it still off balanced? Are you undergiving? Are you self-sabotaging? Are you living in fear? Are you living in low vibration? Are you insecure? Rich feelings are confidence, emotional maturity, effective communication, love, self-worth, self-love, discipline, consistency, resilience, not insecurity, anger, fear, scarcity, lack. You become rich when you know that you already motherfucking are. Yeah. Yeah. And you ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to look like nothing. Baby, I could come on here with nothing on. I wouldn't do that. And still talk my shit and be rich. Okay? My energy, when I speak, the sound of my voice that you hear right now, that's what rich is. I'm creating wealth in you right now. Take it in, claim it, put it in the comments, claim it. I receive it. I am rich. I am wealth. I don't need no iPhone 20 to say I'm wealthy and rich and whole and complete and abundant. I don't need no mansion to say I'm rich, to feel rich. No, that shit already mine. Care about none of that shit. I'm rich in soul. You are rich in soul. That's where your riches lie. Dig in there. Go in. Figure it out. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Master you. You trying to master finances, master you first. Then everything else falls in place. As you master thyself, everything comes together. Be grateful for who you are, baby. You are abundant. But you got to know that. You got to feel that. Or the universe won't serve you that. The universe will serve you where you're at, how you feel about yourself, how you think about yourself. You can't fake frequency. You can't fake energy. You can't fake the way that you feel about you. You got to do the work to get there. And I'm giving you a lot. In each video, I give you something else. And all of it helps you get to the end game, the end goal, which it never really ends. It's evolution. It keeps evolving. You keep evolving until your time is up. But the end goal, I would say, is constant evolution of knowing you are more and more powerful every single day. Nothing external makes you rich. Nothing external validates who you are. You are already rich. You are already abundant. You are already validated within yourself. The decision is yours. What do you see when you wake up? What do you think about when you go throughout your day? And how can you change those thoughts to be positive, embracing, self-loving, self-worthy thoughts? Because you do deserve good things. You just have to reprogram yourself to know that, to feel that, to understand that, to see that, to embody that, to feel that. I love you so much. I want you to feel how I feel. If you need help with getting to a place of feeling rich and abundant, go to www.sacredalignment.life and book a session with me. I do one-on-one sessions. I also do readings. I promise you, I can help change your life. You will never be the same after having one conversation with me ever again. Never. I see people in the future. I see what their blocks and their obstacles are. And I've been through many of my own to be able to teach you how to navigate this life, this world. That is my purpose here on this earth, is to help people navigate and to get into soul alignment, to become your highest frequency, your highest version. I don't leave anything out. I don't leave religion out. I don't leave spirituality out. I don't leave physics out. I don't leave anything, any part of it. I study everything. I embrace everything to learn on multiple different levels. And I was created to do this, to be this, to help you. That's what I want to do. I want to help you. I know what it feels like to feel broke. I know what it feels like to feel insecure. I know what it feels like to not feel worthy. I know what it feels like to be blocked creatively. I know what it feels like to have financial blocks. I know what it feels like to want to be loved. I know what it feels like to want to be validated. I know what it feels like. And that is why I can tell you that I know how to help you get to where you want to. Sometimes you need a helping hand. Having a hand to hold and guide you, you'll get there much faster. The experience that I have within these 30 years, took me 30 years to get to this place. 30. Let me give it to you in an hour, 2 hours, monthly, weekly. I promise you, you will jump from one place to the next as long as you're open and willing to do the work. I love you. I embrace you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Please go follow me on all social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Everything is in the description box below. Please like and comment, subscribe, share, share, share. And if you have anything that you want me to touch on, send me a DM. I will do a video on it. I love you. God bless you. Mwah.